Hello and welcome to Craft with Sarah and the last day of the Christmas Craft Countdown, where I've shared 20 Christmas-themed Cricut projects over the past 20 days. For our final project, let's make customizable Christmas crackers. I've wanted to create my own Christmas crackers for years, so I'm super excited to be sharing these with you today. As with all good crackers, they are filled with a treat or a toy, a paper hat, and of course, some absolutely terrible Christmas jokes. You can even add the snap for some extra drama when they're pulled at the dinner table. I've added names to my crackers so that they can also act as table place settings for my team's Christmas party. Let's get started! The files for this project are free for the next 24 hours. Here's how to download them. First, register a free ticket for the Christmas Craft Countdown at craftwithsarah.com/Christmas23. Click any of the buttons on the page and enter your name and email to register. If you're already registered, check for an email from me with subject line Christmas Craft Countdown ticket information, or any of the other emails from me that you have been sent throughout the countdown. Can't find them? Check your junk or spam box to see if they've gone there by mistake. These emails contain the link to view the countdown projects and download today's files. Scroll down the page to find today's project. Click the button to start the files automatically downloading to your computer or mobile device. Each download is only available for free for 24 hours after it goes live. If you've missed some, check out the Instant Access Bundle at craftwithsarah.com/Christmas23 bundle, which gives immediate and ongoing access to all of the files from the Christmas Craft Countdown, plus loads of extra bonus designs. All downloads come in zip folders. You need to unzip them before you can upload the files into Cricut Design Space. Once you've downloaded and unzipped the folder, it's time to get the SVG file into Cricut Design Space. Open up Design Space and start a new project, and then go into Upload over on the left, and then Upload Image. You can then either click Browse to find the file on your computer, or drag and drop it in. Make sure you choose the unzipped version of the folder, and then the file to choose is the one which starts SVG in the file name. We'll click and drag that in and it will look like this. Click on Upload and then click it to get the green border and press Add to Canvas. It will load in at the correct size, which is just over 9.5 inches wide and just under 11.5 inches tall. We need to do a few things on this before it's ready to cut, such as formatting the score lines, and I'm also going to add a name to the design because then it's really nice. You can add names to it to use them as place settings as well as crackers for your Christmas dinner table. Alright, first let's ungroup all the layers by clicking the design and then pressing the Ungroup button at the top of the Layers panel. You'll now see you've got two subgroups within there, and each of those has a blue piece and then a piece on top which looks like a load of lines. These need to be changed to score lines. So I'll start with this one. Click the layer that is looking like all of those lines. Make sure you've just got that one selected, not the whole group. And then under Operations, click the drop down and change it to a score line. Click the group title, so now that's selected both of those layers for me, and press Attach. Attach is what tells the Cricut to actually do those score lines on the blue bit of card. If you didn't attach it, it's going to try and do the score lines on a completely different bit of card, which we definitely don't want. We now need to do the same for the other one. So that's now done here. I can click on that layer that looks like all of those random lines, change it to a score, click on the mini group title, and attach. These should still be separate from each other, so we haven't attached both of the blue bits together. They're still their own separate groups, as you can see here and here. To add a name, I'm going to rotate one of these by 90 degrees by typing 90 in the rotate box and pressing enter on my keyboard, just because it's going to be a little bit easier to see the size of it now it's down here. So we'll go into text. I'm going to type out my name. And to make things easier as we're cutting from cardstock, I'm going to choose a font where all of the letters are going to be touching, just so then it will cut in one piece and I'll only have one piece to glue on. Whereas if I did it from a font like the one that I had by default where they were all separate, then I'm going to have to stick on every single letter individually. Let's try this one. It's called Double Whipped. It's a Cricut Access font. Oh, that's pretty. So my S is still separate, but that's okay. I'll only have to glue two separate things. I like to cut the crackers from a patterned scrapbook paper because it just adds that extra fancy bit of effect, having some nice pictures or patterns on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to choose the colour of my name once I've decided on my paper, because then I can match it in. So for now, I'm just going to add some placeholder colours and then I can cut it out of whatever card I want once I actually do the cutting. But rather than just sticking my name on, I'm going to go into offset up here and then make that a little bit smaller. A bit smaller again, and press apply. And then let's make that a nice goldy colour. And I probably will end up doing my name red or green because it is Christmas. So adding that offset just gives it that little extra fancy bit. And if you want to, you can offset your offset to add another layer. Perhaps that could be white. And now we've ended up with something very special. All right, so add your name or your pictures or whatever you want to do. And then when you're ready, go ahead and click Make It. That will separate out everything onto the different colours. If you need to, you can change the paper size in here, and you will need to do that for every sheet. You can see these are my crackers. I'm going to need 12 by 12 inch paper for this, or thin card. And your score lines should be attached so they'll move when you move the pieces. But before we stick it together, there is one more thing to do. If you have a printer available at home, then I recommend printing out some jokes to go in your crackers, because it is a great tradition to pull them and then find a terrible, terrible joke inside that you can read out to everyone at the dinner table to make them groan and go, oh, what a terrible joke. That's all the fun of Christmas. If you look in your download folder, there is a PDF document called Cracker Jokes. This does not need to be opened in Cricut Design Space. You can just open it on your computer and send it straight to your printer. If you've only got a black and white printer, it will still work just fine. You'll still be able to see easily which part is the question and which part is the answer. So get those printed out too if you can, and then we'll just cut them out with scissors to go inside the cracker. Go ahead and get everything cut out, and then we'll see how to stick it together. Here are the pieces of my Christmas cracker cut out, and the other things you're going to need to make this project are a snap, which you can buy online. I got mine on Amazon, and when you pull these, it lets off a bang when the middle gets pulled. Now, if you don't want to include the snap, you don't have to. The crackers will still pull just fine without it, but this really does add that traditional bang when they go. And to fit these crackers, you need to get a specific size of snap. So my snap is just about 11 inches wide, and that is perfect for these crackers. If yours is longer, then you can cut each end so that it gets to 11 inches, but if yours is shorter, it probably won't fit very well in the cracker. You'll also need some ribbon to tie around the two sides. I will cut this in half. It doesn't need to be very long on each side, just enough to kind of tie a very basic knot around each of the edges. You'll need the jokes, which I showed you a moment ago. I've cut mine out so I can just choose one to go in the cracker. You'll need a little treat to go in the middle of the cracker. I've got this little pack of Lego. You could add sweets, chocolate, I don't know, mini bottles of alcohol if it's going for adults, you know, the ones that contain like one shot worth of drink. or just anything. I mean, traditionally in Christmas crackers, it's like a little plastic bit of rubbish, basically. And the gifts are always kind of disappointing in crackers. Because you're making them, you can add whatever you want. And I bet minifigures from Lego will always go down well. And then finally, it is not a Christmas cracker without a party hat inside. I got this box of 100 for about £3 on Amazon. And they all come folded up, so you open it up, and then you can all wear a Christmas hat around the dinner table after you've pulled your crackers. Okay, so hopefully if you're new to Christmas crackers, that has explained what we're going to be doing here. Alright, so I've done mine from double-sided scrapbook paper, just so that there's a nice pattern on the outside and the inside, but it doesn't matter if you just do it from single coloured card. And I've got my score lines on this side, so I want to fold it upwards this way. So I've turned it upside down. I'm folding these end tabs in and go down them with a scraper tool or a brayer tool or something like that to get a nice sharp crease. And then do the same for the middle. Okay. So that one there, and again, let's just get that done nicely. And then for your edges, we'll fold them up towards us. So this is the bottom of my paper. I'm going to fold along there and also there. And then the same on the other side. Fold it up there and along the other score line, which is there. So this is what we've ended up with. And now I need to do the same on the other piece. So this is my bottom. Fold up along all those score lines. Now I can stick the two sides together. And I'm going to turn these the right way round now. And we've got the tabs on this side. We'll be adding glue on that so that you can then put that one over the top. You can also use double-sided sticky tape for this, which obviously sticks a lot quicker than glue. And glue the second piece on so that it lines up with the score line on all three of the pieces along the side. Get it nice and straight. Okay, I'm going to hold this into place for a moment while my glue dries. Next, let's add in the snap. And you'll notice that one of the pieces of the cracker has got some little slits in the top and the bottom. So I'll turn this over and then we'll start on one side and the cracker snap goes in the second hole and then thread it through and fold it back on itself. So it's threaded through those two holes like that, so it's poking out again. And then just grab a little bit, about 1 centimetre of the end of the snap and fold it back in on itself and then either glue or tape it in. I'll just get some sticky tape. Remember, this is the inside, so you're not going to see it. But you will notice it when it's been pulled and it's all in pieces. That one on there. And then on the other side, I'll do the same thing. Don't worry that it's pulling a little bit, that's okay. Fold it back on itself and add a little bit of tape. Now it's time to add all the middle bits in. So I've got a joke, my hat, and to help my minifig stay in a bit better, because the packets are quite big, you just get it all down. Let's do it that way. Just a little bit of tape on. It will come off easily when the cracker's pulled, and if whatever you're putting inside is smaller, you won't need to do this. Okay. And we'll go there. And then we'll be folding this around. To trap all of that inside and then stick all the tabs together. And it is a little bit fiddly because of that snap. So for this one, I think I will use my double-sided tape. You know what, I'm going to slide my joke and my hat into that minifig pocket. That'll make things easier. As you're putting it together, you'll see that the ends kind of fold in on themselves like this. So we're going to be doing that. You might need to tuck some of them in the other way. So all four little edges should just be able to pop in like that. Doesn't have to be super neat. I can pull that open. And there's my cracker shape. Find the side that's got the snap on, and that's the bottom. And then you can get your ribbon. Tie it around the sides. This is how we seal our gifts inside. Pull it tight. Don't pull it like as tight as you possibly can, because then you might break the card. Right, everything now is wonderfully sealed up inside your cracker and it's ready to be pulled. We've got our snap all nicely secured so that when the edges are pulled, it's going to make a really good bang. And the only thing left is to add my name on the top. I'll start with the very bottom layer, which I'll put on with some foam squares. Just for a little pop of dimension. You can glue it on if you prefer. There we are. And then the next two layers I'll glue on top. And there we have it. Bespoke Christmas cracker, all finished and ready for the dinner table. I hope you enjoyed this video on how to make Christmas crackers. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel for loads more cricket crafts and Christmas fun. Don't forget, the link to get the cut files for this project is craftwithsarah.com/Christmas23, but they are only free to download for 24 hours after this video goes live. Thank you so much for watching and crafting along with the Christmas Craft Countdown. I hope you've had fun. That's it for the countdown for this year, but don't worry, I'll be back really soon with even more crafting fun. So, see you next time. Bye!